Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be doing some chopping and propping and praying for the best. I have noticed my large Monstera Adansonii, this guy back here, he's getting quite sparse sort of in the middle. He's losing a few leaves and I'm not entirely sure why. I'll show you better, I'll show you up closer, but a lot of these middle leaves are like going yellow and falling off, so I think I may have overwatered it, I'm not too sure. But it is like, it's on two grow verticals stacked on top of each other, so I'm going to chop it, take the top half off, replant that and sort of keep that as the new plant, and then I will unpot the base of the plant, take some cuttings and just see what the roots are like. So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing in today's video. If you like this sort of content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and watch it all the way through, and yeah, let's get started. Actually, I'll give you a little update of the Auckland plant market while I'm here. I didn't vlog it because I was feeling quite anxious in the morning. The morning wasn't really a good time, but the actual event itself was so much fun. Like, I had so much fun. Like, it was so cool meeting everybody, and you guys who watch my YouTube channel, thank you so much for your lovely comments. I really appreciate it, and it makes me want to make more content for you guys. So yeah, the Auckland plant market went really well. I had so much fun and I can't wait to do it again, despite the anxiety and the overwhelming feeling I was feeling in the morning. But we got past there and we did it, and it was great. It was great. I loved it. Tony and her team are absolutely amazing, and I hope we can do another collaboration in the future. But yeah, let's get into the video. Of course, when I want to start filming, it starts raining outside. I'm going to go and get the plant and I'll bring it in here and I'll show you what it looks like currently. Oh. So this is her, and as you can see, sort of in the middle here, she's getting a little bit sparse. Some leaves are going a bit yellow, same with at the bottom. So, but I want to keep it, and I want to keep it growing. So what I'm going to do is, because it is on two grow poles, I'm going to separate this top one. I will cut the stems down a little bit past this top one, because these nodes have all rooted into the grow pole. So if I cut it down here, it'll have a nice root system to get established. And yeah, I'm very excited to chop and prop this beauty and keep these massive big leaves growing at the top. And I will obviously check, I don't know if I can lift it up high enough, but it is in a massive big tub, so I am going to just take the plant out of the bottom and check the roots, because I do still want to keep growing the bottom half, but obviously I want the top half more for myself. So yeah, and any nodes in between I might just take some cuttings for the shop. But yeah, that is the plan. This is her in her full glory. I hope you can see it. I'm quite far away from the camera, so I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, this is what we are going to be tackling today. So what I have done is I have cut the stem here and over here. So the top half is going to be two plants. This third plant hasn't actually reached the second pole yet, so I'm just going to leave that one growing on this bottom pole and just take these two cuttings at the top. So while I wait for the rain to stop and while I get Bubby ready for bed, I'm going to let these cuts callus over, so when I come to pot them up, these bottom pieces aren't going to be super fresh. They're going to sort of dry up, so that's less chance of rotting. And there is the second pole up here, so I've got a good maybe 4 inches of plant that's going to be under the soil with all these roots that have rooted into the pole. Not that you can really see it now, but I will show you once I pull that apart. But yeah, I'm excited. This was the whole intention of growing this, was to eventually chop it and just keep growing the top, because the top half is producing these big beautiful leaves. But yeah, I don't really know what's happening with the middle part of it, so I'm going to act now before I lose the plant. Okay, so I have it laying down on my deck on this old sheet because it's going to get messy, and if I stand here you can kind of get the size of it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate the two poles and try and take the top piece off first, and then I will tackle the bottom half. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to apologize for the bad camera angles, but I kind of don't really have anywhere to put the camera, so that's kind of the view you're going to get, I'm afraid. This is why I really dislike these grow verticals, is because the mesh is so small and it is impossible to get plants' roots out without wrecking the whole thing. So this is what I'm trying to get out, is this massive root here. I'm assuming goes all the way down into the soil. The roots look absolutely fine. So I don't know why this plant was all turning yellow. I don't know if you... It doesn't really show up on camera, but they're quite yellow. So yeah, this is kind of why I hate grow verticals, because I have to cut them to pieces just to get the roots out, and it seems like such a waste of a product. So I'm going to wrestle with this and I will come back to you when I have made some sort of progress. So I found the root. It doesn't go all the way down, but it is stuck to the plastic. So if I gently pull that off, I should, yay, be able to pull that out. Okay, so that is the top piece done. Obviously I have to replant this bit back onto the pole. Hopefully it does okay. But yeah, I'm going to probably get this bit potted up first before I tackle this, because I don't want these roots, especially these finer roots, the newer roots, being exposed to dry out. I want them to stay moist. So I'm going to pot this up and then I will tackle this mess. Okay, I'm using its old pot as a tripod, so now you can see. But essentially what I've done is I've got a 12.5 centimeter pot. As you can see, it's big beautiful root there. I have the grow pole sitting in it, and I'm just going to cable tie the grow pole to the pot so it doesn't want to fall over, because it's not going to reach the bottom of the pot because of the stem of the plant. So I've got my cable ties here, and I'm just going to poke some holes through with my scissors or my cutters and then cable tie it to the pot. Actually, I might not even need to cut any holes. I might just put it through the side of the pot where there's a label tag slot and just cable tie it through there. In my experience, Monstera Adansonii grow really quickly, so this pot is sort of just going to be a pot for it to get its new soil roots established, and then I will repot it into a bigger pot once it's all settled in and it's growing some really good soil roots. Okay, so that is what it's looking like, and I'm just going to reuse the soil that it was already planted in because that soil is still all good. And I'm going to pop this cutting back in here. Okay, I'll show you a bit better afterwards, but that is kind of what it's looking like for now. I'll pop that aside and then give it a good water in once I've done the other section of the plant. I think eventually I want to put these onto my own grow pole, so I'm getting some new bigger sizes of my grow poles in, and they're going to be crystal clear because I hate the ugly black. I want them to be clear. So yeah, I will be doing that, but this is just a temporary fix for it to grow a whole new pot of roots. Okay, I don't know how well you're going to see this, but this is what's left of the base of the plant. It has a hectic root system. There's 3 plants here, so I don't know if I should separate them into 3 different plants or leave them as one. Don't quite know yet. This is the top cutting of the 3rd plant. I'm just going to plant it up on one of our grow thickly grow poles and let it grow. Because its root system is only small, it is going to get a small pot with the pole. The aftermath. I'm so glad I put the sheet down. Now I can just go and put this all in the compost bin and that grow pole in the rubbish. Okay, I'm in the greenhouse now because it got too windy outside, but I thought I would show you what I ended up with. So I obviously ended up with, this is the top cutting of the 2 plants that I'm keeping to grow out. As you saw, I put it in a 12.5 centimeter pot. So as you can see, like, you can never plant a plant due to its foliage size, because obviously you saw its root system wasn't hugely substantial. So never pot a plant up in a pot to suit its foliage size. Always plant a plant up in a pot to suit its root size. So it's beautiful, it's stunning, and I can't wait to watch this grow. I've given it good water, and I also gave it a feed to give it a nice boost, so hopefully shock will be at a minimum. This is the top cutting of the 3rd plant. Again, look at the size of its foliage compared to its pot size. So it's in a 9 centimeter pot because its roots were only small, and these leaves are huge. So I hope this one does grow really well. Adansonii are pretty hardy and they do grow pretty well, but I don't know, like chopping it and repotting it when it doesn't have a huge root system can be quite a big shock to the plant. So again, I'll just monitor this and see how it goes. So this one and the other one I'm going to keep inside so I can keep a close eye on them, and I've just put a little stake with some plant velcro just to hold it upright and help support it. Again, watered and fed this one. This here is just like a mid section cut. It had a really great root system on it, so I've potted it up by itself. So there are 3 potential nodes where it could sprout from. It might sprout from all 3, or it could just sprout from one, but it'll continue to grow, and it has 3 leaves on it. So this one I will pop in a prop box to keep growing and to hopefully shoot out some new shoots. And this is the big base of the plant. So this is the 3 plants. I decided to pop them all together. This is a 20 centimeter pot, so it's actually smaller than what it was actually originally planted in, but they all fit in there really well. And I've just loosely cable tied them together to hold them sort of upright. I will let that grow, just shaking the water out of them. And then I also ended up with 3 10 centimeter pots full of wet stick cuttings. So some of these had really good roots on, some are just sitting on top of the soil because they had no roots, but I'm going to pop these in a prop box so they can shoot and grow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 potential plants here, plus all those ones. So yeah, that was pretty good chop and prop. I really hope that this one does well, because this is like literally my favorite plant of all time, and I would be so upset if it declined or didn't do well. So yeah, pray for me that this plant does really well. And I think that is all for this video. So if you like this kind of propagation video, make sure you leave a comment down below saying yay or nay, and I will make more of these in the future. And if you do like the content that I put out, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an upload. And thank you so much for watching. Pray that my Adansonii makes it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!